Why US soldiers adopted local pets as mascots? Stick around, because not only will we dive deep into this, but we're uncovering 19 mind-blowing facts about US soldiers that will absolutely shock your world. Why US soldiers painted bomber jackets with art and symbols. During World War II, personalizing one's gear became a way for US soldiers to express individuality amidst the vast sea of olive drab uniforms. Among the most iconic canvases were the leather bomber jackets worn by flight crews. These jackets became mobile art pieces, adorned with vibrant paintings, symbols, and even cartoon characters. Each design told a unique story, from depictions of loved ones waiting back home to fierce symbols meant to intimidate the enemy. Some showcased the number of successful missions or enemy aircraft downed, serving both as a badge of honor and a morale boost for the wearer. Why US soldiers feared the Banzai charge. During World War II, in the Pacific Theater, US soldiers often faced a terrifying tactic used by Japanese forces, the Banzai charge. This was a last-ditch, all-out attack where Japanese soldiers would rush forward, shouting Banzai, a term meaning 10,000 years of life for the emperor. These charges were intense, often involving large numbers of troops, armed with bayonets, swords, and even makeshift weapons. For US soldiers, the suddenness and ferocity of these charges were unnerving. The attackers would often disregard their own safety, fighting to the death and showing no intention of retreating. This made them unpredictable and extremely dangerous. Facing a Banzai charge was not just about confronting an enemy. It was about confronting a mindset of total commitment, where surrender was not an option. Why US soldiers relied heavily on sea rations. During World War II, supplying the vast numbers of US soldiers scattered across multiple fronts was no small task. The answer? Compact and durable sea rations. These meals, designed to be carried and consumed on the go, became the dietary backbone for troops. Each box contained essentials, a main course, a piece of bread or crackers, and a dessert, ensuring soldiers received vital nutrients. The packaging was simple, making it easy to open and eat in the heat of battle. While not always the tastiest option, sea rations provided the necessary calories to keep soldiers energized. They were also a symbol of home, a connection to familiar tastes in unfamiliar territories. Why US soldiers valued the Jeep above all other vehicles. The Jeep, a simple four-wheeled vehicle, became an icon of World War II for US soldiers. It wasn't the largest or most armored, but its versatility was unmatched. Soldiers relied on the Jeep for everything, from transporting injured comrades to carrying heavy equipment across rugged terrains. The vehicle's compact size allowed it to navigate narrow roads and tight spots that larger vehicles couldn't. Its open design made it easy to jump in and out quickly, crucial in the heat of battle. Moreover, the Jeep was durable and required minimal maintenance, traits essential in war zones where resources were often scarce. Soldiers grew emotionally attached to their Jeeps, often giving them names and adorning them with personal touches. Why US soldiers often carried a M1 Garand with pride. The M1 Garand, often dubbed the greatest battle implement ever devised, was more than just a rifle to American soldiers during World War II. To them, it was a symbol of American ingenuity and reliability. As a semi-automatic rifle, it allowed US troops to maintain a consistent rate of fire without manually operating a bolt, giving them a distinct advantage in the heat of battle. Its distinctive ping sound, heard when the en bloc clip was ejected, became a recognized battle cry for advancing troops. Beyond its mechanical advantages, the M1 Garand instilled a sense of pride and confidence. Soldiers knew that carrying it meant they held in their hands a weapon that combined power, precision, and innovation. Why US soldiers developed a friendship with local children. During World War II, as US soldiers traversed foreign lands, many found solace in the innocent smiles of local children. War-torn towns, often echoing with the sounds of conflict, also resonated with children's laughter when soldiers played makeshift games of catch or shared their candy rations. For the soldiers, these moments were a heartwarming respite, reminding them of siblings or young ones back home. For the children, the American troops represented hope and protection. They would eagerly await the soldiers' return from patrols, bringing with them stories, treats, or simply a listening ear. These unlikely friendships became a beacon of humanity amidst the chaos of war. They transcended language barriers and cultural differences, highlighting the universal need for connection. Why US soldiers trusted the M 1911 pistol for close combat. During World War II, when quick reflexes and reliability mattered most, U.S. soldiers placed their trust in the M1911 pistol. This semi-automatic handgun, crafted with precision, was known for its potent .45 caliber ammunition. It packed a punch, ensuring that enemies were downed with a single shot. Its design was simple, allowing for easy maintenance even in the grittiest battlefield conditions. The M1911's sturdy build meant it rarely jammed, a life-saving feature in close combat. Soldiers cherished its compact size, making it effortless to draw when surprises lurked around corners. Many considered it an extension of themselves, a faithful companion in the chaos of war. Why U.S. soldiers often carried photos in their helmets. In the thick of battle, every soldier needs something to hold on to. For many U.S. soldiers during World War II, that something was a simple photo tucked into their helmets. These photos, often of loved ones, became a beacon of hope and a reminder of what they were fighting for. Whether it was a snapshot of a sweetheart, a family portrait, or even a picture of their childhood home, these images served as a link to happier times. In the midst of the deafening roar of artillery and the relentless chaos of war, a quick glance at these cherished photos could provide a brief escape, a momentary refuge. They reminded soldiers of the reasons they were enduring hardship and danger: love, family, and the dream of a peaceful future. Why U.S. soldiers feared the Tokyo Rose broadcasts. During World War II, American soldiers tuned their radios to a voice that both intrigued and unnerved them: Tokyo Rose. This mysterious broadcaster, with her smooth English and familiar tunes, seemed to know too much. She spoke of specific U.S. military movements and taunted soldiers about their loved ones back home. Many feared that she had inside information, causing unease and suspicion within the ranks. Some believed she was a tool of Japanese propaganda, aiming to lower American morale. While Tokyo Rose became a symbol of enemy seduction and psychological warfare, her true intentions and identity remained clouded in myth. For many soldiers, her broadcasts were a haunting reminder that war was as much a battle of the mind as it was of the ground. Why U.S. soldiers adopted local pets as mascots. During World War II, U.S. soldiers found themselves in foreign lands, far from home and familiar comforts. Amidst the chaos of war, many soldiers sought solace in unexpected places. It wasn't uncommon to see a soldier befriending a stray dog, cat, or even a bird in the war-torn towns they passed through. These animals, often left behind or orphaned by the conflict, provided a touch of normalcy and warmth in an otherwise bleak environment. Soldiers would adopt them as unofficial mascots, giving them names and sharing their limited rations. These pets became symbols of hope and resilience, reminding the soldiers of home and the everyday joys they were fighting for. Why U.S. soldiers often traded with civilians in liberated towns. As U.S. troops marched through Europe, liberating towns from enemy forces, a unique bond formed between the soldiers and the civilians they freed. Many townspeople had endured years of hardship and lacked basic goods. U.S. soldiers, on the other hand, received care packages from home filled with items like chocolate, gum, and cigarettes. Recognizing the value of these goods to the locals, soldiers often traded them for local products, such as fresh bread, wine, or handmade crafts. These exchanges weren't just about goods. They were gestures of goodwill, fostering trust and camaraderie between the soldiers and civilians. Why U.S. soldiers cherished their ruptured duck badges. In World War II, returning home was a dream for every U.S. soldier. After facing hardships abroad, they yearned for a symbol of their service and sacrifice. Enter the ruptured duck badge. This small golden lapel pin, shaped like an eagle inside a wreath, became that very symbol. Soldiers who wore it were honorably discharged and were coming home. More than just metal, it was a badge of honor and pride. For the wearer, it meant freedom from the battlefield and a return to loved ones. For those seeing it, it was a sign to respect and appreciate the soldier's service. To soldiers, the ruptured duck wasn't just a badge, it was a promise of a new start. Why U.S. soldiers were always eager for a Dear John letter. For many U.S. soldiers stationed overseas during World War II, letters from home were a lifeline to normalcy. These handwritten notes, filled with tales of daily life, love, and longing, brought comfort amidst the chaos. Yet, among the cherished post, the dreaded Dear John letter stood apart. Ironically named, This letter signaled the end of a romantic relationship. As heart-wrenching as these missives were, they were often anticipated with a strange eagerness. Why? They provided clarity. In the harsh landscape of war, uncertainty was a soldier's constant companion. While a breakup was painful, knowing where one stood was a relief for many. The Dear John letter, in its heartbreak, delivered a bitter yet clear message amidst the uncertainties of battle. For a soldier, even bad news could be better than the agonizing unknown. Why U.S. soldiers loved the comic book character, Sad Sack? During World War II, U.S. soldiers found solace in unexpected places. Among these was the comic book character, Sad Sack. Created by Sergeant George Baker, Sad Sack was a bumbling soldier who often found himself in humorous predicaments. But why did this simple, clumsy character resonate so deeply with the troops? The secret lay in his relatability. Sad Sack reflected the everyday challenges and blunders faced by ordinary soldiers. He wasn't a superhero or a military genius. Instead, he was every soldier, trying his best in confusing times. Through his misadventures, soldiers saw their own struggles and foibles, lightened by a touch of humor. In the grim reality of war, the escapades of Sad Sack offered a brief, comforting chuckle. Why U.S. soldiers practiced with wooden guns? At the outbreak of World War II, the United States faced a daunting task, mobilizing millions of troops for global combat. With this sudden surge in recruitment, the military confronted an unexpected challenge: equipment shortages. The factories were still ramping up production and couldn't supply real firearms fast enough for all the fresh recruits. The solution? Wooden guns. These simple replicas, though unable to fire, were used for basic training exercises. Recruits learned to march, aim, and perform drills, getting a feel for the weight and handling of an actual rifle. For many young soldiers, this was their first interaction with any form of weapon. While these wooden stand-ins might seem odd today, they were crucial in preparing a vast, quickly assembled army for the rigors of war. Why U.S. soldiers got tattoos of the flying tigers? In the midst of World War II, a group of fighter pilots captured the imagination of not only their peers, but also the world. They were the Flying Tigers, the first American volunteer group of the Chinese Air Force. These pilots, under the leadership of Claire Chennault, defended China against Japanese forces with unparalleled valor. Their planes, distinctively painted with fierce shark faces, became symbols of hope and resistance. Many U.S. soldiers, inspired by their heroic tales, decided to ink their bodies with the iconic Flying Tigers image. For these soldiers, the tattoo was more than just art. It was a badge of honor, representing bravery, camaraderie, and the fight against oppression. Why U.S. soldiers turned cigarettes into currency? During World War II, cigarettes became more than just a simple pastime for U.S. soldiers. They evolved into a form of currency. With the intense pressures of war, smoking provided a brief escape, making cigarettes highly sought after. As supplies fluctuated, their value rose among the troops. Soldiers traded cigarettes for food, services, or even local souvenirs. For many, a pack of cigarettes could mean a warm meal, a letter penned home, or a rare trinket to send to loved ones. The military often included cigarettes in rations, knowing their morale-boosting potential. However, this unintentionally bolstered their status as a trade item. Why U.S. soldiers wore dog tags, even off the battlefield? For the American soldier during World War II, the ubiquitous dog tag was far more than just a means of identification. Yes, its primary function was pragmatic. Should a soldier fall in battle, the tag provided essential personal details to facilitate identification and proper commemoration. But off the battlefield, these metal plates took on a deeper symbolic significance. Soldiers wore them during moments of relaxation, camaraderie, and even during leaves. The dog tag served as a constant reminder of the oath they had taken to defend their nation and the shared bond with their brothers in arms. For many, it was a symbol of pride, duty, and sacrifice, akin to wearing one's heart on a sleeve. Why U.S. soldiers were advised to avoid local tattoos? During World War II, many U.S. soldiers were eager to get tattoos from local artists in places they were stationed or where they had a brief stop. These tattoos often served as badges of honor, mementos of their travels, or symbols of camaraderie. However, the U.S. military was wary. They issued warnings about the potential risks of getting tattoos overseas. Some of the reasons were medical. Unsanitary conditions at local tattoo parlors could lead to infections or the spread of diseases. There was also a concern about the permanence of these tattoos. What might seem like a good idea in the heat of the moment could become a regret back home. Furthermore, some symbols or designs might have unintended cultural or political meanings that could cause misunderstandings. For all these reasons, while overseas, soldiers were often advised to think twice before getting inked. Why U.S. soldiers sang songs like Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. During World War II, U.S. soldiers faced countless challenges on and off the battlefield. Amidst the uncertainty and fear, music became a source of solace. Songs like Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy captured the spirit of the times with their upbeat tempos and catchy rhythms. This particular song told the story of a bugle boy who played a jazzed-up version of military calls, bringing a slice of home to the troops. Such tunes not only boosted morale, but also fostered a sense of camaraderie. Soldiers would gather around campfires, radios, or makeshift stages to sing along, clap, and even dance. These moments of joy provided a temporary escape from the harsh realities of war